Yes, people, Abs in the building, Waffle TV, Waffle.tv. Let's get it right. I've got a special guest today with me. No other than the Southern Gooner, Matty. Probably don't need no introductions, but for those that don't know and those at the back, please can you introduce yourself, brother?
Southern Gooner here on YouTube, man. You can catch me. I'm always on with Lee Gunner.
You on mute, you got mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, can hear you now, can hear you now.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute here, boy. I was looking, everything was on white. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But Southern Gooner here on YouTube. You can catch me on with Lee Gunner on the Real Talk podcast and emergency streams here and there. Uh, a little bit everywhere, man. And so me and Abs, we go back, brother. This is year two for I think year 2 or 3 for us.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah, I think it's gonna be year 3 next season, I
three.
think.
Yeah, year 3, going into year 3. And brother, we've been up and down this Arsenal road together, man. And so, either you can catch us together or you can catch us with Tony. It's you
Yeah,
like so
definitely,
yeah,
definitely. Definitely. But guys, we're just gonna get into it today, yeah. We're not holding no bars here. We don't do the entertainment thing here. And if we do the entertainment thing, it's by accident. But there's serious matters that need to be discussed about our club that we love, our club that we've supported for a very long time now. We're not 22,000, year supporters in the 90s, we're going back to 80s even. So we need to address some things, and I think we need to discuss the season as a whole. So I'm going to do this, guys, yeah, and I want you guys to get involved as well. I've got some questions that I'm going to bring up. You're entitled to talk about it in the chat as well. And this is an interactive stream today. But the first question, this is the first question, and I know I've got my answer, and I'm going to elaborate and explain my answer. My first question to Southern Gooner is this.
failure.
That was wow.
I mean, failure. There's nothing to be positive about this season. There's nothing to be positive about this season. That is absolute. You cannot look at anything and tell me what's positive. What you gonna say? Well, we beat Real Madrid. You beat City. That's all good, but you didn't beat Aston Villa when it counted. You didn't beat Newcastle when it counted. You didn't beat PSG when it counted.
Well, that was a
I mean,
easy answer to give. But I'm going to give my answer. My answer is Etihad, and the reason I say Etihad because in that game I saw everything unravel and tell me everything about Arsenal's season in that game. From the Rodri injury to the Trossard sending off to the fight back and to the mentality of drawing the game at the end where we should have won that game and Saliba was putting up his hand like we had won the game. So in that game, I saw disciplinary issues, mentality issues, but also something that Arsenal had, and that was a bit of fight. But all of those three things, when they're binding together, they don't really combine well, do they? Disciplinary, fighting, and mentality issues. All of those three things, they don't bundle well. Teams of the past that we know fight, win, lift trophies. They don't have all these different issues unless they have one particular player that's maybe, you know, got a bit of a screw loose and maybe angry or whatever, and, you know, is a fighter. But that's what kind of explains our season. Also, with Rodri going down injured,
Yeah.
this was a great opportunity for us. And obviously Liverpool were there as well. But I felt this was a great opportunity for us. Not to say that it was our moment, but it was a great opportunity for us. So that kind of that's my one word, I suppose, but in detail.
I just think that you the word you were looking for, that variables. So many, all of these variables that went into this season. You got, I mean, just everything you can think of this year went wrong. Uh, but you know, as I was thinking before we went on the other day, if anybody wants to know why the season turned out the way it turned out, man, you just simply have to go back to the last 2-3 years. These transfer windows, this structure that this manager had set up. You know, now people are starting to just before I came on this morning, I was looking at a video here, and now you've got people realizing that people are on astronomical wages, that we're not going to be able to move some of these players this summer that they thought we were going to be able to move, and the people are starting to realize that it's not rosy, all the rosy in the garden as it seems. And as I stated last night in the emergency meeting with Lee and the guys, Burton's got a lot of work to do. So I'm really not expecting a whole lot to get done this summer because of the mess he's got to clean. He's literally got a mess get sorted out. And so they're going to start using him as the scapegoat. He's the new scapegoat. But when you investigate and you pull back the layers, you realize that this manager over the last 2, 3, 4 years has been able to do whatever he wants to do, sign whatever he wants to sign, put him on this and put him on that. And then now when it's time for us to actually need to have to get stuff done, we're not going to be able to do it. Right now on my other screen, I've got the Liverpool parade up right now. I'm looking at the Liverpool parade right now. These folks have waited decades. We're waiting decades. We had a chance. 2 years ago, Abs. And you remember this because you remember me saying it. You was on the show when I said this. I said 2 years from now, we're gonna look back. At that time, it was 2. Now it's 3. You'll look back on this 8-point baller job, and it's gonna hurt worse than it do right now.
Yeah, I remember.
Did I not say that?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Because I tell you, because it was there. You had it in. It was there. All you got to do is just get over the line. And what did I tell you that season? I said I would have sat them then because that told me all I need to know. If you can't win the title by 8 points, how the hell do I think you can win it by 2? And if you remember earlier this year, we was on a podcast and I said, how many times have we walked down a team?
Yeah. 0.
So if it's taking him this long, Ab, I mean, bro, what am I expecting going into the next season? Same thing. I'm expecting more of the same.
We're gonna get into that. Just hold that thought. Okay, so do you know what? I kind of had my questions kind of in a pattern, but now they're just gonna have to just be randomized. So this is my next question. Did Arsenal do enough in the Champions League or Cup competitions, or was it a missed opportunity?
I'm gonna answer it backwards. The Champions League was a missed opportunity because you basically did the work that you needed to do, but you didn't prepare yourself for the final result. You knew you had a semifinal against PSG. What did he do? He played the same team that played PSG week in, week out in the league. So they were tired, knowing that the games were going to be high octane, high stress. What did we do yesterday when we played? You saw the lineup yesterday. Why didn't we get that lineup during the period before we played PSG? So that the players could have been well rested, ready to go. Oh, he played it yesterday. Oh, nothing's on the line. Nothing's on the line. He could have played it last week. But no, we got to go show everybody at home. We got to go, dog and pony show. It was a missed opportunity. Didn't do enough. And you know what the scary part about it is, Al? This is what people fail to realize in the world of football. there is a 20%, 30% chance we could get back to the semifinal. But this morning, it's funny. It's funny you asked me this because this morning I was up looking at the pots for the Champions League. And this year, the pots are going to be extremely, extremely difficult. You do realize we can get we could probably get a city this year. We can get a city. We could probably get another EPL colleague this year. It's very, 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 very high possibility there because there's so many.
So Newcastle or Liverpool, we could
probably get a new. It would just be our luck. We end up with a pot with Newcastle, or end up in a tie with Newcastle somewhere down the line. So you look at that, and then you look at the fact that in the FA Cup we didn't even get started. 10-man Manchester United, who everybody was running around talking about, that was the worst United team known to man, and Tottenham shouldn't have won the FA Cup. How could Manchester United lose to a team like that? Well, how could we lose to the Manchester United team that lost to Spurs? How about that? With 10 men. There was no place this year to hide from for this manager. There are absolutely no places to hide. 10-man Manchester United. 10 men. Fans. 10 men. And then FA Cup. What, quarterfinal? 10 men. 10 men.
A lot of people forget that game as well now. It's like it's okay because we had the semi-final of the Champions League. Let's forget about that.
It's water under the bridge. Yeah, it's water under the bridge. Yeah. No. It was either quarterfinal or round of 16 or whatever it was. 10 men. They finished at the bottom in the mid-table. Worst Manchester United team we've ever seen in our lives. Ever. They're not going to be like that next year because the expectations are going to change. They may not win the Premier League next year. They may not win the Premier League next year, but guess what they'll do? They'll be in and out. Every cup that's available next year, they're going for it.
But
because they're not in Europe.
And this is another thing. Sorry, taking me slightly off the subject. Yeah?
No, we'll come back on it, brother. We come back.
Yeah, we come back to it. Why am I seeing Cunha's nearly done? They're talking to Dilap, and Burmo. These guys don't sleep on Man United next season. Don't think, they're getting relegated next season. Nah, they still have attraction. They still will pull certain players, and with an attack like that, they score goals.
Yes, that's the problem. The problem was their attack this year. That's what if they'd had Cunha and Burmo this year, we're probably looking at a completely different situation. But as you just stated, they're getting all of their business done. And people laugh when I tell people, I'm like, yeah, you can laugh at Manchester United all you want. It's still Manchester United. They're going, no matter how bad it gets for them, they will be able to bring in players, no matter how bad they are. Bro, look how destitute they were this year, and they still got Casemiro. What about us? What about us? Been linked to Jokeris for 2 years. Now it's Sesko.
Oh.
And like I told the guy last night, you better get ready to get in your head. Sesko coming to this football club. That was done before Berta showed up, by the way. Those deals would, if you notice, the deals that were done, they're talking about getting done with deals that were technically done before he even showed up. Zubamendi, Sesko. We heard that a year ago. So everybody don't need that surprise. People don't act surprised when you see it.
This isn't Berta's then. This isn't Berta's then. This was always. This is pre-Berta, isn't it? The Sesko.
Yeah, this is pre-Berta.
This is Arteta's man. Arteta wants this guy.
Yeah, and you know what, Ben? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's what the manager wants. And if that's what the manager wants, I want every tool at his disposal next season. Because 15 games into the season, we better be sitting in first place. We better be in first, not second, not third, not fourth, not challenging. We should be in first place 15 games into the season. And if we ain't in first place in 15 games into the season and looking like a team that's headed somewhere, needs to be sacked on the spot. See, it's time to stop playing games with this manager. It's time to stop. What if? What if we sign this? What if we get that? No. Because if the latest man, if Slater can come in half a season and get them to a European final and win it, we went through last night. The chat last night was dropping coach after coach after coach. And before I went to bed last night, I was watching Toluca and Club America. Toluca won their first Liga MX title in almost 20 years with a manager who's only been on the job for about a year.
Look at that.
There's no excuses. There's no more excuses, Abs. There's no more excuses. And I know people are not going to hear what I said about Sesko, but the facts are the facts. Sesko's coming to this football club. Liverpool will probably be in the looking for a striker. Guess who will be the best candidate?
Ugh.
Who would be the best candidate? They're coming off a title. Guess what they're going to have in their eyes next? Guess what's going to be in their eyes outside of Premier League next year? Champions League. They're going to want Champions League again. Well, what do we need? We need a striker that can get us, that can fire them in. We need a striker that can take the pressure off of Salah. We need a striker that can take the pressure off of Diaz. Oh, well, what you do? 3-headed attack better than 2.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. Suarez,
Messi
and all that. Then you had the MSN. Mm-hmm. We've seen these 3-headed attacks before. They get ready to do it again. They're getting ready to do it again.
Works as well. We're hearing Works is obviously
that'll get announced tomorrow. I guarantee that as soon as the window January 1 hit, that's gonna be a day 1 announcement right there. Day 1, as soon as the transfer window open, day 1 done. Or you'll probably get something maybe 48 hours before to let you know it's pretty much done. That we will reach a verbal agreement. It's coming this week. That's coming. Sesko's coming to Arsenal. Sesko's coming to Arsenal. This manager, that's what you wanted. You wanted Zubamendi. That's what you wanted. You better be in first place. No need to sit upset about it. No need to sit everybody slamming the beat on table.
How are we supposed to bring in a Sesko that's 21, 22 years old and have him lead the line and score 20, 25 goals a season, and win us a trophy? I can't see it personally myself. Lack of experience in the Premier League. He's going to have to be a mighty player to take on that responsibility. But we all know why he wants Sesko, isn't it? Because he wants him to be deputy to Havertz.
And what did I tell you 2 years ago about Havertz? What did I tell y'all when that deal was announced? What did I say? I said it's going to be the worst deal that this football club.
This is the one that's going to.
And what did I say? Now, Vance, you can't say I didn't say it. I said
no. I remember. I got the tape. I got the receipts. I've got the receipts. I've got the tapes.
And I told folk, I said, why are we signing this player? For what? There's no reason for him to be in the team. People would say, "Oh, give him a shot." Justice for Kai, all this stuff. And and look what's happened. It's a conundrum. It's a mess. But you know what? I told Brother Fuad this yesterday. I said, hey, brother, just sit back. I said, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Sesko's going to come in. Zoom-in is coming in. That gives Berta carte blanche. Oh, you got everything you need. If we find ourselves in a bad situation, well, we'll sack you, and then we'll sell everything that you bought. Half price. We'll have a fire sale. Then you can go ahead and get rid of Havertz. You can get rid of all these protected players. Sell them. Get what you can get for them. Move them on. And we know he can wheel and deal with only $150 million.
And wages.
We have a record, a running record, to see that what he can do with less. He can do more with less than what this manager can with most.
And do you know what? Just before I'm going to go to my next question. Semi-finals against PSG. Anti-climax. The first game just... What happens to us going into that game? It's almost like we shit the bed.
Yeah. But we did it against Newcastle. We literally replicated the same exact thing we did against Newcastle. That's down to the manager, Vance. 2-0. Going over there. We knew we needed. It was the same thing. We've been through it. If you went through it one time that year, something should change going if you know you're dealing with it again. What happened? Not prepared. This the manager. Excuses are tools of incompetence that are based on a foundation of nothing. Nothing. We were not prepared. It was excuses. This is why you got him around. He's the best team and all this stuff. We were the best team in the tournament and all this stuff. That's all coping. We were never any good. We were never prepared for that. We put all our energy into beating Real Madrid. And I kept telling people when I would go on these panels, I would say, Real Madrid is not the final. And people were acting like Real Madrid was the final. No. That's to get you to the semifinal. Think about it, Vance. We put all the effort into bringing soccer back for Real Madrid. What do you think the energy would have been if you brought him back for PSG to get you to the final? Nobody thought about that. Everybody wanted him back for Real Madrid because it was a better visual to see him come back for Real Madrid. You don't ever reveal your ace and you down to your last 5 cards. You're going to wait to see what everybody else put on the table. You brought the ace out right way ahead of where you need to. Because if you had the team that you say you had, you should have been able to get past Real Madrid without soccer. If that team was the best that you had, so what's the team without soccer in it then? If you say that's the best team that was in the tournament that lost to PSG. So surely if soccer didn't play, we should have still at least be based off of what we've seen 5-1. You should have been able to say, okay, well, yeah, we should have been able to get the job done without soccer. Because who scored the goal? Declan Rice. So then you get the PSG, and guess what? You don't have nothing to work with. No inspiration. You could at least say soccer for your inspiration.
Well, we had Ethan on the bench, though, didn't we? We had Ethan. Exciting Ethan.
Thank you. I forgot. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up, too. I mean, that's a disgrace in itself. He bailed him out and then turned his back on him. Then he ran him out yesterday. Then run him out at home so he can get a proper run out. Ran him out on the road at Southampton. This manager is crazy. He's crazy. You telling me Ethan couldn't do anything? You just a few moves you saw to Ethan yesterday. I was sitting there watching because I was watching that game and I was watching the Forest game, keeping an eye on both of them. And so I glanced up and I looked at Ethan when he was on the ball. And I said, in my head, I didn't say it on the broadcast, but in my head, I would say, we could have used that 2 or 3 weeks ago. Somebody that could just get in positions to find ways to make stuff open up, unlock stuff. That's what PSG had. That's what Doué was doing. Kvaratskhelia, that's what they were doing. Dembele. Mm-hmm. You know, so these guys were over there doing. Garcia. They unlocking and moving and passing the energy.
Kvaratskhelia was a market opportunity, apparently.
Opportunity. Peanuts on the dollar. Could have got him for nothing. See, man, when you look at, I'm glad you brought it up. When you look at this manager and you see the fact that Scott McTominay is Serie A Player of the Year, you have to ask yourself, how was that possible? The manager. Because that manager found something that was in that player that he didn't know he had, and he produced it. What player has this manager actively done that? And don't give me this soccer stuff. Don't give me this Magalhaes. Magalhaes is improved because he's working next to Saliba. Saliba is improved because he's working next to Magalhaes. Defenders normally work by osmosis. They usually pick up off each other. 9 times out, that's how most defensive pairings are, because you're constantly working together.
Cohesion as well. Cohesion.
Yep.
You're the quick one. You're the aggressor. I'm the more calmer one. And
if you don't believe me, look at Kibio this year. Kibio wasn't as near as bad as he normally is. Why? Because he's playing next to Saliba. Which proves my point that if you have somebody that's decent there, most players can play alongside the person that's really good. If
But Matt, this manager earlier on in the season, this is why it's called the full season review. Yeah, early on in the season, he had opportunities to blood in Kivior in the league, and he decided against it.
in the League
And
Cup,
when it really kind of didn't matter, that's when he kind of put him in. So I just don't understand this manager's psyche in the way how he thinks about the players. Like for me, in terms of like Kivior, I never rated that player. I never rated him because of the mistakes he made prior to last season. But you can see that there's something in him when he's playing, alongside either Gabriel or Saliba. Obviously, on his own, I don't think he's that. He had one game, against Liverpool where on his own he handled business. Do you know what I mean? But the manager, I'm so frustrated with this manager right now, and I don't want this to be a show strictly about the manager. I just want to understand, how his brain works.
this brother, man, this manager, when you have somebody who has no experience, no running experience at all, and no management experience, it's going to get eventually show. And what you're seeing now is you're seeing the unraveling of this manager. We're 5 years in. Vance, you know what another thing I was thinking about this morning? No longer do we have to explain anything with this manager. We have a 5-year running tab. We have receipts now. We have actual examples. We have actual data, as they say, data to support the evidence that this man is going backwards. We have actual seasons. We can go back now. This season, this happened. This season, that happened. This season, this happened. What about this season? Right now, the amount of goals we scored this year is worse than Arsene Wenger in his worst years.
What was it? How many goals? 60
Yeah,
something?
70 plus. We had 70 plus when Wenger was in his worst year. We had 69 this year under this manager.
14 draws.
14
draws.
14 draws. Almost 15 if it weren't for a mega strike from
Odegaard,
who happened to show up against Southampton in the last game.
When it doesn't matter. When it doesn't matter.
Yeah. What was that strike at against PSG? What was that strike at against Manchester United? 10 men Manchester United. What was that strike at against Newcastle at home?
Oh, but he became a father this year, though. Southern, the only man to be a father in the Premier League. That's affected his play. That's what Goonies will tell you.
It's like I said, they people act like the baby had him. I mean, that's what you would think, the way he was acting.
Baby holding him, yeah. Come on,
yeah.
Come on, Daddy.
Yeah, he's keeping him up at night, 3 o'clock in the morning. This
Daddy, why can't you shoot properly? You're watching the screen, Daddy. La, la, la.
A million. This man is a millionaire. He's got doulas and all that stuff at the house. I'm not hearing that. Not hearing it, man. He's got midwives at the house taking care. No, I'm not hearing that. This brother he is who he is. This is why I said that's this season. I want people to go into this season, and now you look at the body of work for everybody involved. Odegaard, that's 2 years ago. He did 15 goals. We're 2 years removed from that.
18 GA apparently. I saw Bavs put up some stat or something like. Is it 18 GA this season or something like that? But still,
I mean, bro, this we have squandered. And I'm saying, I look down here, right there, right as I'm saying it. Static is 100%. Shout out. Good morning, Static.
Big upside. Arsenal
We
getting
own it. This is what I've been telling. This is why I was screaming to the high heavens 2-3 years ago. When you are 8 points clear, you should be racking up everything. It should be you running down the aisle, just throwing stuff in the cart. Just throwing stuff in the cart. It's on sale. Let me get. Oh, we got a cup. Oh, I'm gonna take that too. Let me get the Champions League. We'll figure out how we FA Cup. Yeah, let's get this too. Everything. We should have been trying to get everything. Instead, everybody all they saw was the trophy that Liverpool is going down the street in right now. That's everybody was locked in on that. Had tunnel vision. No, you win everything while you have a chance. We were blessed to actually have 2 years back to back of doing it, and they still didn't do it. You had 1 year. Oh, it didn't work out. Second year. All right, well, we should have learned from last year. Let's try to go get everything. Nope, didn't do it again. Third year. Nope. We've missed the window, Babs. We've missed the window.
We've missed the window 3 years in a row. And I don't listen to this guy, but apparently he said we must win a trophy next season. On his fourth season, he's now set his fourth, go at the major. Yeah, we must win a trophy next season.
Bro, now you put pressure on yourself. When you had no pressure on you. He had no pressure on himself. Think about that, Abs. Think about that. You had no pressure for 2-3 years. You weren't saying anything about we need to this win. Now you want to come out and say, let's win a trophy. Now you put pressure on yourself. I just told you Manchester United is going to be in for every domestic trophy available because that's all they have to win. That's all they're going to have to do. They're going to be in for every domestic. Aston Villa is going to be in for every domestic, especially after how they got screwed yesterday. They're going to be in for every domestic of anything that they can get their hands on. Palace is going to start feeling like, you know what? Well, hell, man, we like this feeling. Let's see if we can do something. Oh, Nottingham Forest, you can best believe that owner's going to be like, oh, no, dog, we ain't going out. No, sir. Nope. He'll sack the manager, bring in 15 players, and he's going to get it sorted out. Fun fact, last night somebody brought it up. The manager, he just hired the manager at Olympiacos. They won the league this year, by the way. Now, people ain't playing around. See, Arsenal think the world stops for them.
Yeah, we take our time. I wanted to hear by next week that I don't care. I want to hear that personal terms have been agreed with whatever striker. Do you know what I mean? And then they unveil it. But all I'm just hearing is monitoring, record. You know what I mean? Just looking at all of this rubbish. It's the same PR event, season upon season. And look at this embarrassing stat. This is an embarrassing stat right here from AFC Always. Not one Arsenal player scored double digits in 101 years. Is Havertz a curse to this club? Is he the actual curse to this club?
Between him and Arteta, bro, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. And people, I told folks, I said, man, Havertz, maybe don't. No way this is gonna work. 65 million? No way. Not even 10 goals. Not even 10 goals. No, what did I tell you? Let's go back. See, this is why I say I love that we have we got a baby of working together in the history. What did I tell you all a couple years ago? What kind of strategy did I tell y'all that this manager was implying? What strategy? What was the name of the strategy? The hope strategy. I hope that Saka score 15 goals. I hope that Jesus score 20, 30 goals. I hope that Kai Havertz score this amount of goals. I hope that Trossard score all these goals. I hope that Raheem Sterling work out. The hope strategy. And what does the hope strategy get you? Sitting here looking like we're looking right now, watching Liverpool go up down the road with red flags all over the place, having a good time, jolly up. Yeah. The hope strategy does not work unless you have everything else taken care of.
And
This manager, this
people
manager,
say, yeah.
this manager Abs, not to cut across you. This manager Abs did not have this team prepared. Has not had this team prepared in the last several years. We should when 8 points clear. We need a striker, and if you don't believe it, who was I saying bring in 8 years ago? Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney. I heard William Gallis said on the interview. He said that problem should have been solved 2 years ago. Now you're talking about you need a striker. So what happens if you don't get the striker you want, aka Joker? Now you're running around looking like, well, what? What we going to do? We're not prepared to go for Osterman. We're not prepared to go for the next available, best available. Osterman's going to Chelsea. Because how do you know that? Because they already wanted him last season.
But we passed on him.
Unless Napoli decide, we want to bring him back. Now that Conte gone. But 9 times out of 10, he's going to want to leave. Mika Barrett is over there at Monaco, 13 goals in 15 games or something like that. I can't remember the stat.
Is that Itty? What's his name? Itty, that Dutch guy. Is it Itty Caffey? Itty Katie or Itiaki or whatever his name is?
No, I can't remember. I know Mika Barrett played for Arsenal, Motherwell, Sturm Graz, went straight to Monaco. He's over there lighting it up. Another one of our players that we had. Florian Balogun's over there. Ansu Fati's on his way over there. All these market opportunities. You watch Turkish League. Yunus sitting over there. Yunus was $5 million buyout clause from Leicester City. You saw what he did in the Turkish League for Galatasaray. You seen it? Every time you look up, he putting a goal in. But helping somebody put a goal in. Market opportunity. Our fan base tells you there's no players available, but everywhere I look, they're there. All over the place. I see players all over the place. They'll tell you they're not available. You watch how many players move around the league this year in the Premier League. Just like you said in Buemo. Market opportunity. Cunha, market opportunity. This team is not prepared to gamble with success.
Why though? The question is why? Why is success a thing that we're scared of now? What is it?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because you ain't tasted it in so long. True success. True success. But like I told the guy last night, something happened this weekend. Something happened this weekend. Josh Kroenke touched silverware. Major silverware.
Josh, what in the States?
Josh Kroenke saw major silverware with the ladies this weekend.
Yes.
He saw what it looked like to win a major trophy. The club. He's going to sit in a couple of hours. We'll see the parade. We're going to see the parade. And I want y'all to look at the faces on some of these folks. And the men better be there. The men better be there clapping, standing there clapping for that team.
How do you feel? Sorry, man. How do you feel Arteta must be feeling now that he's seen the women's team win? He's seen Spurs win a major trophy. He's seen Palace lift the FA Cup. It's like most of the London clubs have won silverware and we haven't won anything. How do you think he feels right now?
The wall's closing in. The walls are closing in. Every way he turn. Can't look at Spurs no more. Can't use that one no more. Look over at West Ham. They won one a couple of years ago. Look over at United. Regardless of they lost this year, they won last year. Look over at Liverpool. Well, look at what's on your TV screen. They've done it twice under your clock, by the way. Then you look over at City. Bad as they were, look where they finished. Bad as they were, look where they finished this year. What if we went 1-14? 1-13.
Oh,
We'd be relegated under this manager. We'd probably be relegated under this manager. We would probably be relegated under this manager. We went 1-13. Somewhere or another, they say, you know what? We need to fix the situation. They cut a check. They bring in Marmouche, market opportunity, by the way. Marmouche comes in, instant impact. Instant impact. Marmouche came into the league. Chat, listen to this. Chat, get ready. Dance, get ready. App, I'm going to drop it on you. Static, get ready. Marmouche came into the league and equaled our highest goal scorer in less than 4 months.
Serious?
I think he's got 9 goals. Ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to talk about. This is why in January, when people were saying, oh, well, the board didn't back him, they're not giving him any money. This is why I said, oh, well, he couldn't go ask for a free transfer. You couldn't go find 3 free transfers. 3 free. These are guys' contracts that would have ended yesterday. To come in and help you, knowing that you need it. He didn't give a damn. He wanted to stick with his plan and what he wanted. I'm going to prove you. Kai Havertz and everybody going to prove you wrong. Static, check the number on that. Check the number on that. I think Marmouche has scored 9 goals since he's been. I want to say he's like 8 or 9 goals. It's right in line. Think about it now. Nobody has double figures in our team. So his output should be right in line with most of our players. And he's only been over there for half a season. Not even half a season. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. That's another word for this season. Embarrassing. This is embarrassing. That to sit there and watch this madness and to see how many missteps we had this season. Beginning of the season, you got your highest goal scorers, defenders. That's the first half of the season. And I kept telling Foss, hey, man, you can't keep relying on McAllister to bail you out every game. Oh, man, he cooking. Set piece, ole. Set piece, ole. 7 goals.
Still, that's good.
Right in line with what I said. Set piece, ole. Set piece, ole. Set piece, ole.
Ridiculous.
This season was an absolute disgrace. League only, 16 appearances, 7 goals, 2 assists. So give him a whole season.
Averaging a goal a game.
Wait until he gets a whole season. That was with KDB and the team on a walker. Roger wasn't nowhere to be seen. He's back next year, by the way. Oh, when you might as well he's back next year. And now that first is going to Liverpool, whoever the next available creative midfielder is, that's who's going to City. The next available. And if they can't get that one, they'll go get Morgan Gibbs White. They'll go look in house.
Yeah.
They'll sell Phil Foden, use that money and bring in house the sort of
Eze or someone like that. I think, someone like that. But anyway, this is my next question. Yeah, I don't even know. I think we've answered it, kind of thing. But no, I don't think we have. But how much time do we give Mr. Berta?
I'm prepared to give Berta 2 years, 2.5, to be honest with you. Because this man, it's going to take this man time to clean this mess up. People have got to realize that.
We've got to clean the decks first.
Yeah, like, it's a lot of mess. We've got dead wood. When you look up and you still see Lukonga in your team in Vieira, you're like, wait a minute, man. Where these dudes coming from? They've been here the whole time. I told you, it's like a root canal. Until the tooth is extracted or treated, it keeps coming back. You got to take the root out. We got to clean this up. We've got to clean this up. It ain't happening like this. And that's what the fan base, that's what the fan base want. Oh, Berta's got to get the job done this summer. Why
it's not happening, is it?
Last summer.
It's not happening. It's not happening, is it?
Yeah, that's what I said. You can't do it. It's too much. This is why the Crockies put him in the position, because they looked at the situation. Josh looked over there. Well, Edu's been doing all. Look at this mess. This is why I keep telling y'all. I've told people this for the last 4 months. They went and got best in class, the best available sporting director. Brought the best available sporting director in. Why did they bring the best sporting director available?
It wasn't by accident, wasn't it? It wasn't by accident.
Not by accident. This was not by accident. This was not by accident. This was all, they looked at the situation. They probably realized deep down we're going right back down the same road we went down last season. We're going through it again this season. Look at the wages. Look at the money going out. Look at the players. We can't move folks. We don't trust Edu to move these folks. Ato ain't got no experience. We're not dealing with that again. We already got one guy that's in a position with complete no experience. No, we're not doing that again. Ato, you got to go learn somewhere else.
He's left the club.
Berta comes. Yeah, Friday. Berta came in. Thanks, but no thanks. Your services are no longer needed. Berta comes in. You look at yesterday. He's on one end. Did you watch the game yesterday?
I watched some of it. I saw Josh and Arteta sitting next to each other.
Okay, they showed Berta. Berta was on the other end. They weren't sitting together.
Not near them, no.
Yeah, Berta was on the other end. Josh and them are way down on the other end.
Wow.
Press conference yesterday. Press conference. No mention of Berta at all from Arteta. Zero. None. He has not mentioned Berta all year. Unless he said, oh, well, upstairs, they know what they need to do upstairs. They know what need to be done upstairs.
So do you think there's a bit of tension between those two?
Absolutely. Because Berta's coming in the door with a track record of bringing in world-class players. And then you got this shyster telling him what he wants. Think about this. I mentioned this to Guns last night. I said Berta was already looking at Jokeris for Atletico Madrid. So he already knew who he is. So he comes in and says, hey, man, this is the strikeout thing we need right here. He's basically giving you the one up. He's basically, if you step back, I always say this, step back, look at the picture from 300,000 feet. If you look down, you'll see real simple. He's got a running list of players already that he already know that can come in and turn the club around. He's already got a list of players that are prepared to come help this football club out. Sheet, what's going on, brother?
Big up Rashid, man.
I'll say it again. He already has a working list of players that can come in and bring the football club glory. There's no way you think he's coming in with a fresh slate with nothing. Like he's just gonna show up and ain't got nothing to work with.
He's got his phone book.
Yeah,
he's got the players.
Got his players. He knows what's out there. He knows. So then he goes to Arteta. Hey, let's get Jokeris. No, I want Sesko. He looks at him. You sure you want Sesko? Yeah.
Okay.
I can get Jokeris now. I got it. He's there. I can get him. I've already had contact with him at Madrid. We know each other. His agent know me. Wine, whatever, state. You want to happen? We can make it happen. No. I want Sesko. Okay, all right, cool. Well, that's what you want. All right, Zubamendi. Yeah, well, that's what we had already lined up. You sure? Yeah. Thomas is leaving. Let's get Zubamendi. Okay, all right. Well, I'll give you Zubamendi. He still got the Rolodex of players in his back pocket. He ain't told the manager what's out there. He's sitting on them.
And he can't just come into the club and just instantly it's like me going into a new job and just being aggressive and like, no, this ain't happening. He's playing the game. The game.
Yeah, and you have to do that. And this is why I said it's going to take time. He's going to let this manager hang himself. He's going to give him this season starts, and he's going to look just like how we're going to be looking. He saw the back end of this season. That's the best part about it. He saw the back end of this season himself. He didn't hear about it. He didn't read it in the paper. He looked at it just like we looked at it. He watched players. He watched Jurien Timber get pushed back onto the pitch when he was hurt. He watched these boys practice. Man, I hear all these rumors about people getting hurt at practice. Let me go look at a couple of practices in a suit. It's like God said, who goes to a men's training session and walks around in a suit? People think we read.
He's serious. He's a serious guy, isn't it? He's serious.
People think we're reading too much into this. No, the facts are the facts. I'm just giving you what's the fact of the facts. This brother is here to get stuff done. This manager, that I've told you this in private, they're isolating him. He's isolated now. Edu's gone, Vinay's gone, Ato's gone, all his buddies. Everybody that was in the documentary gone. He's by himself. He's isolated. And last night it was brought up, and more and more I think about it, I could actually see this playing out. Wouldn't surprise me if he comes out and says, "I've taken the club as far as I can go."
Nah, he's too prideful for that. I don't think he will.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he's too prideful to do it. I think he's too prideful. But if they say, but if you want the rest of this money on this deal, you're gonna treat him just how they did Wenger. They don't want to fire you. Mutual consent.
So
think about this, Al. If he goes into next season and gets sacked off the back of the 2-3 years of failure, he'll never get another job. He'll get a job, but it'll never be anything like he's got now. This is why I kept saying he should walk away last year. I said it's in his best interest to walk away when your stock is high. When the stock is high. Not when it's down there. He's look at the job openings he would have had this year if he'd walked away last year. AC Milan, you had Leverkusen. He's had some decent jobs. Look at the job opportunities. The jobs that are filling up now are jobs he ain't gonna be able to get. Barcelona, Real Madrid's done. Vincent ain't going anywhere.
He's holding on to the City job.
Yeah, Pep's Pep. Hey, they're bringing in best in class for that job. He's not. He's not best in class. There's no other Premier League team that's going to touch him. At the top of the table, Rangers didn't call him. Rangers had a wide opening this year. Did they? That's easy. That's an easy trophy.
Easy trophy. Easy.
Nope, they didn't call him. Say, nah, nope. Rangers will probably get Aberdeen's manager before they get him. The Aberdeen manager won silverware. He beat Celtic. They might he beat Celtic. Yeah, come on over. That's the first credential. Berta has got to come into this team, and Berta has got to look at these contracts. He's got to try to renegotiate. See, people are going, well, why are we re-signing Trossard? Because you got to re-sign him to a lower wage.
Oh,
the wage is too high. Some of these players got to get new deals to get the wages down, or either re-up so that we can.
Or they go. So you either sign or you go.
Yeah. You got to re-sign so that we can sell you for something.
Yes.
Because you can't let them go for free, which was what was about to get ready to happen. A lot of these players get ready to leave again on free. They said 5 years ago, "Oh, we're not letting players walk away for free. If you don't want to re-up, we're letting you go." And they're just walking away. This is why they're trying to resign Thomas. This is why it's trying to resign Thomas.
What kind of joke is this? What kind of a joke of a club is this? Let me just because we haven't got that long left, but let me just I got
some time if you want to keep it rolling. I got
no problem. But this is my next one, yeah. And I think this is a very important question that we need to have a discussion about, because I don't think it's as easy to answer. Actually, no, it is easy to answer. Win a bloody trophy next season. But what is the realistic expectation, though?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. We're all ready.
You better go for this Carabao Cup again.
Why not?
You better go for this Carabao Cup. We got to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. This team is not good enough to win the Champions League as it's constructed. As it's constructed, going into next season, this team is not prepared to win the Champions League. Not happening. I'm just telling you, just go ahead and throw that out your head. We had a chance this year. The field was right. Everything fell the way we needed to fall. The Giants were falling left and right. Madrid, you got rid of Madrid. Bayern Munich wasn't nowhere to be seen. We had a chance to get the job done. No. And if you don't believe me, look at the team that was left standing. PSG, Inter Milan, and then you have us and Barcelona. 3 of those teams were all in the same group. What's the odds of that happening next year? Ain't happening next year. Ain't happening. So throw that one out of there. Okay, let's go down to the league, Premier League. The way it's looking, Liverpool ain't slowing down.
Nah.
So now you got a problem there. You got a problem with Newcastle to qualify for the Champions League. So guess what they're going to do? Strengthen their team. You got Spurs are now officially they back in it. Spurs, what's up, Rich? How you doing, brother? You got Spurs back into it. And now Spurs is back into. They went from 17th back into 5th place, back in the top 4. Just think about that. People keep saying, "Look where Spurs finished at." Yeah, they finished in 17th, but guess where they at when the season started? Right back in the top 4 because they did what they needed to do. They took advantage. We were in the same competition and didn't take advantage when we needed it to get into the Champions League. It didn't take advantage. Go to the FA Cup. You bet. Hey, we need to be talking about FA Cup at the end of next season. It's been almost 5-6 years since he's won it.
Oh,
we need to be talking about the FA Cup next season. That's another trophy next year. That's a serious domestic trophy. Since they want to say, "Oh, that's not a major," it's a serious domestic trophy. That's how I'm gonna start. That's how I'm gonna start calling it. That's my new term for it. When people say, "Oh, it's not," it's a serious domestic trophy. How about that? It's a serious domestic trophy. You should be winning it. The Carabao Cup, you should be winning it. It's a serious domestic trophy. That's how you start. That's how you counteract that stuff they be talking about. "Oh, ain't no major." No, it's a serious domestic trophy. That means I'm putting emphasis on it being something serious at home that we need to win.
Take care, Static, man.
Static, good stuff, brother. That's how it has to be. It has to be that way. It's time out for picking and choosing. Beggars can't be choosers. We hadn't won anything. We have not won anything to make a decision on what's important. We should be
no. But fans will say no. Those trophies are below us, Matty. We don't care about the Europa. We don't know. We just need to win the Champions League and Premier League because we're Arsenal.
Serious domestic trophy. That's the term. So they come up with their term. We got a term. Serious domestic trophy. Major domestic trophy. Not major European, major domestic trophy. That's how you solve that problem. There's no more beneath us because everybody else is above us. I'll say it again. There's no more beneath us. That's beneath us because everybody else is above us. We're beneath them. We're beneath them.
Chelsea. I can't believe you haven't even mentioned Chelsea yet.
Yo, wait Wednesday night. You better hope they don't win Wednesday night. They have a parade too, just to take the piss and show all the trophies. We the only club that's got all of them. They'll have 4-5 buses to show for every trophy going down the street.
Completed football. They completed football
in less time. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Vance, me and you both were around when they came into the money. We saw them before the money. We seen them after the money. This is what I was telling the guy last night. Watch City. We watched City be the laughing stock of the league to being a world powerhouse in less than 20 years.
Why doesn't that happen to us though, Matty? Why?
When you got fans out here that are singing in the hair clippers and talking about having Mikel Arteta's children. And you got fans out here talking about league finish is more important than a trophy. Brother, that's when you set yourself up for success. Marinak has said the quote. Lee showed the video last night, and I've watched it before, but something stuck with me last night when he showed it. He was saying that we need to change the mentality of the club. We need to change the mentality of the players and even the fans. Even the fans' mentality has to be changed. That starts with success. Let me ask you this: what do you think the women's fan base is? Their mentality is going to be going forward from here out.
They want to win everything next season.
Everything.
They're going for everything. They've done something that we could never have done in like 20 years. Beat Barcelona in a final, and one of the biggest trophies that ever can be won in the world, the European, the Champions League.
Yeah.
So it's an
indictment. Yeah, you said, it's an
indictment. You think Josh is looking at this and thinking, well, look at all this. Look at all this. You know, the bus celebrations and all of this kind of stuff.
It's right here what Richard Rich talking about right here, man. Next season, City will blow us out the water. Liverpool will want to be even stronger. Chelsea will get stronger. The sleeping giant Newcastle. See, how long have I tell about Newcastle? What did I tell y'all when we got the draw for the? What did I tell y'all when we got the Carabao Cup draw? What? I was the only person.
Yeah, Newcastle gonna
worst draw. Man. I said this is the worst thing that could happen. Is to get Newcastle. I said we're not winning. We ain't beating Newcastle. We beat them when it don't count. Every time we beat them when it don't count. Last year, end of the season, we beat them. Don't beat them when we got to go to St. James's Park when it counts. They are going to spend money. They have money. Folks forget they have money. I got a wild card for y'all. I got a wild card. Ain't nobody brought up in the last 48 hours. Leeds has got money. You think Leeds want to go back down again? You think that the ownership that bought them, want to go back down? No. They're going to buy players. When you get to that second, third tier player, those are the players that they're in for. Those are going to be the second and third tier players. They're going to go get those players. Forest will be in for those players. Palace will be in for those players. Villa will be in for those players. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil Foden ends up over at Aston Villa next year. Not Phil Foden, Jack Grealish. Excuse me, Jack Grealish.
Yeah, back to Villa.
Go back home. Yeah, go back home. Cut price. He'll work a deal out to get out of that. They go back home. They go back and play. We have made a mess of the last few years under this manager, and this is why I said Berta is looking around. It's put like this. He knows what he has to do. He's got to have time to get it done. And I'm 100% convinced that the ownership is going to give him the time to get it done, because they would have not hired him and put him in that situation with the way with it being a mess without them discussing that before he took the job. You think they did not sit down and look at this? He looked at the situation, contracts, the manager himself, what's been said, and then he said, "Oh well, yeah, if you take the job, it's on you." No, he said, "Well, if I take the job, this is what these are the parameters that I need to have going into this job. This is what needs to be done." So what you think that the ownership said? This was done. Remember, you heard 4-5 months ago. What did you Arteta say? I hadn't talked to Josh.
Yeah.
How many times had you seen them together before yesterday?
Not many. 2. Not that many.
Let's just step back and look at it. What have they been doing lately? I'll tell you exactly. I'll bring it all the way from over here where I'm at. They went this year in the NFL draft and the NFL offseason. They went and bought best-in-class players for the Rams, LA Rams. I'm going to say it again. They went and bought best-in-class players for the NFL Rams. They went out and got the best available players. They as of today, the Rams, I think I read a report that the Rams are in the top at least top 8 teams in the year to go into the year going for next season. They're in the top 8. like a legit contender for the Super Bowl.
So they're going in with intention.
Yeah, intention. All right. That's one. Number two, they fired the Denver Nuggets coach in the middle of the season, right before the playoffs. Send him home. Pat, you out of here. Thanks, but no thanks. Won a title last year. You out of here this year. All right. So he's out.
You talk about the same owners here.
Same owner. Yep.
So,
brought in the new manager. Everybody think he's with something he doesn't have any experience. No, his dad is the guy who's coaching them now. His dad is a revered coach, so he knows what he's doing.
Okay, yeah.
So he experience, quality, he knows. All right, so they're probably gonna stick with him. They almost made it to the final this year. They almost made it to the final. It was close, almost made it.
Mm-hmm.
That's after sacking the previous manager that had got them a championship this year. So that's 2. 3. They say the hockey coach is in hot water that they got. He in hot water. Might be getting the sack as well. 4. Berta comes into Arsenal. What are they doing? It's a pattern.
Gonna bring in.
It's a pattern.
Players, yeah, because that Berta's there to monitor in it as well. He's there to see.
I'm telling y'all. I told people this long. I said when American owners, it's one thing I know for a fact. They do not like wasting their money. They do not like to be made to be embarrassed. And what has this manager done in the last 3 years? We are the laughing stock of Europe. We are the absolute laughing stock. And if me and you both know it, what do you think that they do? They talk to these billionaires when all 4 of the major teams in the Premier League are owned by Americans. What do you think they talk about at dinner?
Oh! Look at the Liverpool owners, FFG.
Hey, you can't tell me Todd Bowler said, your dumb ass to spend $800 million and we still caught y'all. You think Bowler ain't said that? You think that text didn't get sent out last night? You think that text did not get sent out last night? Your dumb ass manager spent all that money and we still caught y'all. And City too. The Sheik probably chimed in with a laughing emoji too. That's real talk. This is why I tell y'all, Berta is here to clean this mess up. He is here to clean it up. And there's going to be some casualties. We're going to see a major name sold this summer. I don't know who, but it's going to be a casualty. So it's going to be a casualty this year. There will be a sacrifice. I will be shocked. I will be genuinely shocked that we go back into this season with the exact same team as we got constructed now. Minus Tierney leave.
Yeah, there's going to be a big player going, isn't there? There's going to be a big player sold.
But see, it's needed. This is why he's here, because this surgery is needed. This is the surgery that me, you, Tony, Lee, Kenny, Ken, all of us, Tech, all of us have been asked. Jazz, Lee, Ola, all of us have been asking, Northside been asking for the last 2 or 3 years. The surgery, the procedure, they are putting the tools on the table for the procedure right now. You ever see how when they prepare for surgery, how they lay all the tools out?
Yeah, the tools out.
Scalpel. Yeah, they get everything, sterilized and prepared. The surgery is getting ready to take place now. Well, we just gonna have to be patient. And this is what I was telling the guy last night. This is why I said next season, just take whatever you can get. We go on the next season, don't have no high expectations, don't better win this, don't have any of that. Just go into the season and just sit back and watch. Because the surgery is getting ready to take place. Once he's extracted from this club, it would not shock me if we go on a trophy run. If he wants to, the minute this brother leaves, we go on a trophy run. He's held the football club back. Because when you step back and look at, like I said, 300,000 feet, if we challenged City twice, made it to a semifinal, and done all this, then clearly there's something there with the player. There's something there.
Got to be something. Yeah.
So what's the one constant? Oh, the manager. The manager. Because for me personally, this is the way I felt after the year we balled the title for 8 points. I felt like all we needed was 2-3 pieces, and I felt like we were ready to kick on. Instead, he goes and buy the wrong pieces. Havertz. I mean, Declan Rice has worked out fairly well.
How many goalkeepers?
Remember I told you that year I said West Ham at the time wanted 70 million for him. We paid 100 plus in the summer. They wanted 70 in the winter, but then we end up paying 100 plus in the summer. So I'm like, you could have saved 30 million. You could have called a bluff.
All of these issues, man, with this manager, it just strikes of just novice. But even now, this is going to be his 6th year at Arsenal as well now. So I don't see anything changing drastically, Matty. I don't see anything changing drastically.
I don't either. I really don't. I don't see anything that's like, like I said, Bert's going to have to work. He's going to have to work behind the scenes, getting stuff done. They're going to clash. That clash is coming. That they're going to run just like that. Boom, just like that.
Mm.
And I keep trying to tell people, don't judge Berta off this first window. Really, you need to judge him next summer. Next summer, tell you all you need to know. By that time, we'll know what this manager. And if it's not, and if it's the same old, there's some serious questions we need to ask. But I'm telling you now, they're getting fed up. The ownership is getting fed up. Josh didn't look too pleased yesterday.
And the standard of football we're playing at the moment, mate. It's like even the players. That's the thing as well, mate. What we don't talk about. The players might say, "Oh, Arteta's a great coach and all that," but you know deep down inside, yeah, what they think. Yeah, we've not won anything with this manager. Yeah, this manager doesn't. He can't get us over the line. We're not as good as we think we are. We haven't got the best players in our team. So, we're going to struggle. We've got Martinelli. Martinelli's not even developing. Saka gets forced back into the team all the time. We played Marino as a striker for how many games? All right, he done okay, but he's not a striker. This guy has failed us on so many levels this season. He could have bought in January, but people think that his hands were tied. No, they weren't. He could have bought in January, but the manager was stubborn and decided not to. And then we got to a semi-final, and he decided, no one believes in this guy except for the people that have no ambition.
Let me add this in there, because I was looking at Rich's comment about let me see.
Which one is it?
It said if Josh wanted to win.
This one.
Yeah. Let me tell you what happened this summer, Rich. Tell you exactly what happened. Tell you out the back of the season. I can just look at this and tell you what happened without even being in the room. They went to him this summer and said, "We're gonna give you 175 million. Then that's enough to get what you need." Yeah. I think that'll work. We only need a striker. Okay, cool. What does he do? He buys Calafiore, Marino. He brings in Sterling on loan. He goes to Jai. I saved money. We didn't have to even buy a striker. I was able to get two backup players, and I fulfill the attacking situation. I think this is all we need. It's basically like saying you go into the store to buy what you need, but you actually don't really buy what you need. That's what it is. It's no coincidence after all this happened, who left? Who left the club in November?
Edu.
That's how you know. That's how you know someone went down. Edu didn't look too happy about that deal after he had to explain that shit away in August. He had to explain that. You remember the interview? Remember I did a whole video on it, Ben? Yeah. Ben, he had to try to explain. Oh yeah, man. These, we didn't think we were gonna be able to pull this off, and we was gonna do this and get that. See, this is how you know for a fact he really did not want Gyökeres. It's because Gyökeres has had the same release clause all year long for the last 2 years. 65, and you never pulled it. He could have paid a release clause in the summer for Gyökeres, and he'd been in the team. He wanted Calafiore. He wanted Marino. He wanted those players.
How quick was the Havertz deal as well when he wanted Havertz?
You remember that because we was all on the phone that weekend. You remember that?
Yeah.
It was like 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
We heard the news. We all text each other. A couple of days later, we on the phone. Y'all see this? You see how quick this is?
I remember that day as well.
When they want somebody, they quit. He can move quick when he want to. This is why you keep hearing these Cesco rumble. This is gonna get done. Cesco, the first one to open from the next week, 1st to the 10th, because you got the Club World Cup. Watch who moves, because those are gonna be the players that people forget. Teams are gonna want to take these players to the Club World Cup. First opportunity to win trophy. Spurs are gonna spend money immediately.
You think Spurs are gonna spend money?
Yeah, they gonna spend money too. They got to spend now. I told you they went from 17th to back to the top 4 with that trophy.
And one thing that people that fail to understand is just because we have targets doesn't mean other teams are not targeting our targets as well. So all it takes is Spurs to ring up I don't know, Gyökeres Gyökeres, you're interested in, we're going to be in the Champions League next season. You want to play for us? We do need a striker, you'll be the number one, blah. Butter him up. Next minute, Gyökeres is going to Spurs. Not saying it's going to happen, but these things happen, If the agent can get his player the better deal, here you go,
I'm telling you, man, Liverpool, they are going to be in for Gyökeres. Nobody saw Florian Wirtz coming over there.
No one.
They had bought last time they bought us legit. I ain't talking about Darwin Nunez. I'm talking legit Luis Suarez. It's been a long time since Liverpool had something like that. Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that pain? I remember it. I remember the man's for Liverpool. That was a lot of pain having to deal with Suarez and them. And Torres.
Wirtz is gonna be
woo.
That guy.
Woo. Him and Gravenberg. McAllister. Bro, you better get ready, man.
And also, I know they're saying Isak ain't going nowhere. They're gonna test the resolve for Isak as well. You'll see.
There will be a bid come in. It won't be from us. It'll be a bid coming in from somebody. That's not for selling enough. That's like a slap in the face to their fan base. No, you'll see one of the big dogs come in for him. You'll see Chelsea pull up. Let's see what you can do. Now, it could go this way. See, this is why I said we left ourselves in a right mess with this Gyökeres situation. It could very well be Newcastle say, you know what? If somebody want to give us 180 million, 190 million for him, we'll sell him and go get the next best available option, 65 million for Gyökeres. He can come over there. Now, could you imagine Newcastle with Gyökeres? Could you? And with that defense, could you imagine having to deal with that? And that'd be right in line with he was back in league when he was down at Motherwell.
Oh man, that'd be too much for me, man.
Coventry City. It'd be like we over at Coventry City. Bro, let me tell y'all, man, we are in dire straits. This manager has left this team high and dry. And we literally got our hands tied across the board. This is why I said it's becoming more and more clear to me, Al, that this manager is going to have to get the sack next year. Then that will free up Berta to move this dead wood, have a fire sale, and we're literally in a rebuild. But the next manager that this football club will get will be a world-class manager, because the Cronkies have learned inexperience costs you a lot of money. Inexperience costs you a lot of money. Failure is expensive. And if you don't believe failure is expensive, look at teams like Portsmouth. It's expensive.
Oh man,
Failure is expensive. You just keep failing. It catch up with you after a while. It will catch up with you after a while.
Shout you in.
So I'm telling you now, this manager is on the hot seat. Even the most ardent fans are starting to turn on him.
And this is my last question. When will the tide turn on the manager?
Right on the money. Yeah,
right on the money.
It's starting to turn.
But is it starting to turn though? You still got the likes of certain. Listen, mate, I watch you all the time on Dan Potts' show, and the likes of Christian. I'll say names. I don't care. The likes of Stricto, they still have faith. They you know, you might hear from Stricto, well, do you know what, the manager this, but he still has faith in the manager. He still backs him.
You know what? He has faith on camera. Off camera, he punching the air just like we are. He punching the air just like we are.
Real talk.
A lot of you folk know. Bro, when the truth is the truth, you know it. No matter what these folk tell you on that camera, off that camera, they know what time it really is. See, I'm the same way off. I'm the same way on. You know this. The stuff I'm telling you now is the same thing I tell you when we on the phone. When we on the phone. The truth is the truth. We failed for 5 years. League place and all that stuff is irrelevant. Irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant. There is no trophy to show for the success of this manager with his own team. Not somebody else's team, not caretaking. I'm talking the money that you spent, the players that you brought, the philosophy that you created. There's nothing to show for it. Everybody else, his wallets have gotten fatter, trophy cabinets have gotten expanded. People are enjoying success. Your warning signs are you saw Palace, you saw Spurs, you've seen West Ham, all within a 3-year period win trophy. And neither of those teams have spent $800 million. Neither. None of them. People are going to start to turn. I'm looking at people online who I thought would never turn. I was listening to somebody yesterday. I won't call their name, but I was listening to somebody the other day. And it blew my mind when they were saying the stuff that they were saying. And I was cooking yesterday, so I had it on in the kitchen. Now I was just listening. And I said, well, I'll be damned. The tide's starting to turn. Legit starting to turn.
Wow. But will it turn, or will it be just a phase? Because there's a phase where we get to the summer now.
Wait till that schedule come out. Wait till that schedule come out.
Yeah, but Matty, you know what's going to happen? Yeah, it's going to be the feel-good vibes. Super Mendy's coming.
Oh,
Sesko coming. Sesko. Oh, a couple of more.
No. Too many folk don't want Sesko. See that's going to be that's the first part of it. See, this is why I say you have to be careful. You have to separate Bertha from this Sesko thing, because Sesko was already coming anyway.
All right, okay.
That happened last year. Kenny King's been saying it since last year. Sesko's coming to this club. So get ready. The manager don't want Jokeris. The manager don't want Jokeris. The sporting director wants Jokeris. The manager wants Sesko.
Can we have both, or is that greedy?
If you had good common sense, you'd buy both. But see, our manager ain't got good common sense. See, you thinking like I would think. Well, hell, man, let's get both. Let's just get both.
Get rid of Havertz.
Defense. We'll run it back with the same defense. Let's just get both. Let's bring both of them in. Two better than one. Martinelli, you out of here.
Yeah.
Trossard, you out of here. One of y'all out of here. And we running it with these two up top. 4-4-2. Let's go. Jokeris can hold the ball up for Sesko. Let's go. Don't think like that. See, that's what what you just said is the way I would have been thinking the year we bought the title. I'd have been so mad. I would have been infuriated. Well, I'll tell you what, as a former coach, I've actually had a situation like that happen. When we got knocked out of the tournament, I was so mad, I went and loaded up the team. And I call a buddy of mine right now on the phone, and he'll tell you we went and retooled, and we say, hey buddy, we running this back, and everybody for to pay for this loss. Everybody for to pay for this.
That goes. That's how it goes, my brother.
My American football team. When we won the Super Bowl, here. We made everybody pay for what they did that quarter. Everybody paid. Everybody got dosed up. You're running through them like water. Everybody paid. That's what you're supposed to do. What did Real Madrid do when Barcelona beat them? What year was that? 2008. I think Barcelona turned them over. What did they do? Oh, let's go get Ronaldo. Oh well, I tell you what. Let's go get Bale.
Yeah.
Let's load it up.
Yeah. Load it up.
Loading it up. We're getting everything we need. What
are we gonna do this though? Are we gonna do that? See,
this manager too, he too flippant.
Is Pep gonna be like this? Is Pep gonna be like that? Is Slot gonna be like what's going on here?
Well, see, when you look at City's situation this year, the only reason City didn't load up the team this year because they looked at us. They said, "Oh, they didn't even do nothing. What do we need to buy for? And they ain't buy. We could save some money." Now it's not gonna be the case this year because, like I said, Vert. Let me tell you, that Verts thing hurt a lot of City fans. So they licking their wounds. That's the worst thing you can do to City is piss them off. So guess what they'll do? Tell you what, we're going to go make the next available, whoever the next available, best available attacking player like that. We're going to go find them and we're going to put the money on the table. Let me tell you something. If they got a release clause, they come in the City. Might well get ready because they come in the City. If that player has a release clause and City's coming, City's going to go ahead and trigger it and he's coming.
I would not be surprised if City done we're just going to go out and buy one of Arsenal's targets anyway, just to piss them off. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I can see Chelsea doing that.
Yeah. Oh, Chelsea love doing that. Yeah, Chelsea love doing that.
Yeah, I brought it up last night. I said that's a Chelsea move. Chelsea is notorious for doing that.
Yeah, so they're being for Gyökeres without no doubt.
If it's not Gyökeres, it's Osimhen. Because if Gyökeres come off the table, the first thing that most fans are starting, well, what about Osimhen? Osimhen's out there. He's got almost 30 goals this year. What about no, he's going to Chelsea. And then after that, you got Sesko. We back to that again. We back to Shamak again. Because that's what that is. The Nicholas Bentner. That's where we at. We back to Nicholas Bentner. We back to that again.
I just can't.
The fan base are going to get upset because when they see Sesko, they know that Gyökeres. See, now a lot of people are seeing the way me and you used to see things. Well, we go best available. Remember, we used to always say best available. Sign the best available. How many times did me, you, and Tony sat on panels to go get the best available this, best available that, best available? We should be in the room getting the best available. Edu should be over here getting this and getting that and getting, Now all of a sudden our fan base is going, well, we want Gyökeres. Why? Because he's the what? Best available. So you end up with Sesko, it's going to piss everybody off. But that's what the manager wanted. Well, why can't we get both of them? Go look at your transfer window the last couple of years. Do you realize if we spent $800 million out, if we only spent $275 million, we have money left over. We could load this team up.
Yeah.
People keep saying, "Oh, you can't spend." We would actually be able to go out and spend it and get what we need. Unlock here, get this.
But we have to get rid of players though as well, and that's the sticking point as well. We have to get rid of players because players are coming back. Look at Vieira, he's coming back. Lokonga. Who else as well? Isn't things possibly going to get sold in it? Who's the other guy that's in France? Is it Marseille or wherever he is? Marquinhos is coming back apparently in December.
Lokonga,
yeah. These players got to go, man. They've got to go. We can't. What we need is a quality squad. And I'm not saying everyone has to have like the name brand. Yeah, everyone's got to be like big name star yet, but we have to have a quality squad. There's no point having a massive squad when you've just got players that Arteta doesn't trust, for one, and players that are not good enough or not going to contribute anything throughout the season. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ranieri's probably better than half of the players that we've got in terms of technical ability and stuff like that. But is Arteta gonna use him, or is he just gonna do what he done? No, because I'm hearing like even Ranieri's not even happy at the moment. Even Ethan's not happy at the moment. You know what we're gonna do with Miles next season? You know, because he's played well.
Max Diamond's coming up.
Oh yeah, Max Diamond as well.
This is why, he gals right. All right, he's got to come into the team. Bro, do you trust this manager to develop this player? Do you trust this manager to develop? See, that's how you got to develop. Not he can come in and Max Diamond's going to take this man to this. Can he develop that player? Because he's going to be 16. That is your developmental years. Those are critical years. That's the age group that I coach. I coach 14, 15, 16, 17, 8-year-olds. I'm telling you what I know. At 16, that is the most critical of a player's career. That's when you develop the player.
Yeah.
He's not going to develop him because he's going to be sitting on the bench, practicing Monday through Friday. That's not developing a player. He needs to be getting adequate game time. He needs to be loaned out. Needs to be over at Dortmund. Needs to be at Club Brugge. Needs to be at some of these teams where he can get put into the fire.
Yep.
Send him to Turkey. Look at the loans. We need to go to that right quick. Look at where we loan our players. Why are our players not loaned to teams that can properly bed in teams? Look, we buy from Sociedad. Why don't we loan to Sociedad? I'll say it again. We buy from Sociedad, but why don't we loan to Sociedad?
The only player we loaned to Sociedad was one of our best left back, and that was Tierney last season.
Yeah.
Well, this season.
Well, that was just to get him out the team. That was just Arteta wanted just to get him out.
Yeah.
We'll take anything. Who want it? Come get it. We don't loan our players to clubs that it benefits them.
And we forget about them. Once we loan them, we forget about them. We don't even look at the progress. We don't even care.
I'm telling you, Ethan Winery he's going to be sitting around this summer and he's going to be doing some serious thinking. And if I was him, and if I was his advisors, I would tell him, weigh your options. Weigh your options. If he comes up and resigns the 3, 4, 5 years, that tells me one thing. That this manager won't be here. Think about you see these long-term. If you see some long-term deals getting signed this summer, it's because Bertha's made some assurances.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be signed. No way I'd be signing a 4, 5 year deal with this manager being here. You waste your career. What you think soccer gonna be thinking going into this season? What do you think soccer is going to be thinking going into this season, Al? Another year of failure. I just watched.
As we're talking about Saka, yeah. How many times is Saka going to be saying this?
We all know the mission. Oh, what's the mission? We're working towards achieving things that this club hasn't seen in a while, and our time will come. We all know the mission.
Is this some form of cult mission or something?
He know what the mission is. He know what it is. Trophies. He said things that this club hasn't seen in a while. What have they not seen in a while? He knows what it is. He's telling you. He's tired of doing all the heavy lifting, man. And it's going to come a point where he's going to go, I love this club with all my heart, but I got to go to greener pastures. How many times have we seen that, Al? How many times have we seen that? Me and you. How many times have we seen that? RBP, Nazary, Sesk, TT,
Yep.
Adebayor, Torre, Clichy. Clichy. Think about that, man. Clichy said I got to go somewhere to go win a trophy. Sonya. Bro, we've seen this. We've seen this. Hey, I'm telling you, they're getting tired of it. You started.
When is enough though? When is enough though, Matty? Because even this, even
it's coming.
I've never seen you get so wound up before. When I saw you on one show with Dan Potts with a certain person, I've never seen you like that before. Usually you're calm, cool, collected, but I've never seen you like that. So when is enough? When's the tide gonna turn with all these, not just fans, but these content creators? When is it gonna turn? Is it gonna take 2-3 games, of draws or losses, or playing that way we're playing right now? With it feels like we're playing with no.
Come here. I'm gonna tell you. Come here. I'm gonna tell you when it's your turn. When we play Spurs at the beginning of the season, and they put that trophy in, when we had to walk past that, when we had to walk past that trophy.
We don't have to give them guard of honor, do we?
No. We got to give them guard. But when they put that trophy down there, like when you come out of the tunnel, and when they start singing the song, "Oh, you'll never be able to sing this," that's gonna start irritating some folks after a while. I told you, if Chelsea by some way win this game, they're gonna have a parade, and they're gonna show every last trophy. London is blue. That's what they're gonna be saying. London is blue. What you gonna do? Argue with them? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? They got every trophy, European trophy that's known to man. People are gonna get tired of being the butt of all the jokes. That last week, what you saw with Spurs, though, that some folks woke up that day. Some folks woke up. I think you froze that, Ab. You still there? No, you froze. I thought you were froze. Yeah. So some folks woke up, bro. Why you think you hear he gal running around talking about he's going crazy now? He was on a tirade last night about, oh man, he's got to win. He's got to win this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, the tide's changing for Igalo.
Yeah, we don't get Jokeris. Oh, but we can't get Sesko. I'm going to be upset here. We got, you start because the walls are closing in.
Shout out to you, and take care, man.
Trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy we watched this past week. I told Shane Gooner this morning. He sent me something this morning, and I said next season they're going to start saying, "Is yours old?" We always talk about is it gold. They're going to start saying, "Well, is yours old?" It's like somebody talking about they won a title in 1935, bro. What? It's like over in America, the Oakland Raiders didn't won a Super Bowl since 1980. Capo in it, he know. Happy Memorial Day, brother. He know. The Oakland Raiders ain't won a Super Bowl since my granddaddy was living.
Wow.
My granddad been going since 96. And that's before then that they hadn't won one. Wow. You're a relic. We're becoming a relic. RELIC. Arsenal is becoming a relic. We are what we used to joke the Spurs about. You hadn't won anything. Bro, they've won more. They've won 2 trophies since we won a league trophy. I'll say it again. That went past you. They've won more than we have, and they've won another trophy since we won a league. Remember, they won the League Cup. They won this one. Yeah, we got the 3 FA Cups. They're about to catch us in that too.
Into more finals as well.
More finals. Then they got the Super Cup.
Oh, yeah, they got to play this.
If they win that Super Cup, bro. And you know what? And you know they're gonna buy players to try to win it. You know, and just go.
So hold on, is it the Super Cup winners are the Champions League winners? It's who they play? Is it
Yeah,
or is it?
yeah. They'll play either play PSG or Inter Milan. And if Inter Milan going through a rebuild, which is the rumor is that Inzaghi's going to Inzaghi's heading to what you call it, then they might have to do a little bit of a rebuild.
Wouldn't it be a thing if Spurs? Do you know what? That I think that would be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Them winning the Super Cup.
Yeah,
I think that'd be it. I think
that's
that'd be
before
it.
the season. That's before the season. That's why I told you. I said, bro. This is why I said it's getting close. This is why I told you. Just no, don't get upset. Don't always gotta win. No, just sit back and say, you know what? I just want to see how this season gonna go. Cause that's the way I'm gonna go this season. I'm not going. He's got the man. He went. No. What's your expectation? Win a couple of games. Look good doing it. That's the way I'm gonna be this year. I'm gonna sit back and just watch because I know what's coming. There's a storm coming. I've been telling folks this is Isle of Patmos. This is Revelation sentence coming up. This is the second seal getting ready to be pulled back. I'm telling you right now, bro. What you seeing going into this season, it is going to make some folk hair raise because they are going to look up when they look up that. Because see, nobody believed Spurs could win last week. I was one of the few people saying that Spurs. I said, hey man, y'all better get ready because Spurs for the win this Europa League. Me and DJB was telling folks, y'all better get ready. I got this sinking feeling. Manchester United that bad that Spurs could beat them. There's no way they could beat them 4 times in a row. They can't. And what happened? They could very well win the Super Cup. Man, how's that possible? Because they won a European Cup. That gives them confidence to think they can win another. And they're going to want to win it. What were they missing this year? What did Spurs miss this year?
A striker.
So a striker and some attacking players.
Yeah, wingers. But Brendan Johnson's done all right for them. People keep saying, "Oh, he's this and that," but he's won them a cup. That's all it breaks down to at the end of the day.
They'll probably strengthen the defense. So that what's his name? We running this. What's the Vanderven? What's his name? Vanderven.
Vanderven. Yeah, and Romero. Romero might probably go in it.
Yeah, well, he's a little bit of a liability to back anyway.
Yeah,
so they'll probably bring in somebody a little bit stronger. Take the load off of Vanderven, so he don't have to, run around 100 miles per hour.
If they get Eze as well,
and if they get Eze, if that happens,
now they're starting to look like a team now.
Now now that's a legit threat to possibly win Super.
We could be getting, when in 100-meter sprint.
We're a relic. That's why I said we're becoming a relic. We're becoming a thing of the past. Nobody notices it. They've caught. You talking about running? They ran past us. We turn the corner here. They go.
We can no longer argue with people now to say, "Oh, but we still got Premier Leagues. We still got 3 Premier Leagues. We've just won a European Cup. Shut up.
We don't
you
have.
won that 20 years ago. You're a relic. You won that 20 years ago.
Is yours old? That's what I said. Is yours old? Because everybody else has got recent trophies. We're 5. It's 5 years since we won the FA Cup. That was 5 years ago.
And I can vividly remember that as well. Now I can't totally remember.
We were sitting in the middle of COVID. We were all sitting in the middle of COVID.
Yeah,
5 years ago. At home. Yeah, this is what I said. We're falling backwards. Nobody wants to face the facts, but we're falling backwards. And you got people right here. As Rich saying, you got people talking about injury. I told folks Spurs is one of the most hard hit injury played teams at the beginning of the year. Newcastle had injuries at the beginning of the year. Look where they been. Look where they at. Brother, we in major trouble going into next season, man. The more and more I think about it, like I said, it's going to be Isle of Patmos. Chelsea, Newcastle, United's going to spend money. City's going to spend money. Liverpool, they are right. Liverpool, man. And you know what? When I thought about this last night and didn't bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up now. You know what really scares me, man? We hadn't seen Liverpool dominance. I'm talking like winning leagues in decades, like winning leagues. Every team normally goes through it. City had a decade. Chelsea had a decade. We had a decade. United had a decade. United had another decade. And now we back at Liverpool again.
Yeah. Dominance,
bro. And they're bro. What should have made everybody's hair stand up on their back was when Salah resigned and Van Dijk resigned.
Yeah.
Because that told me they bought into whatever Slot's telling them.
And Slot's not finished. Frimpong's coming in. Frimpong, Wirtz. If they get a striker now, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary.
They're going to be difficult, man. And even if they let's say they don't win the league next year, it's going to be a difficult 2 matches that we'll have against them. That's no more that whole we beat Liverpool. That's off the table. See, a lot of that's going to be reset. Remember we had Chelsea that we had to one up on Chelsea there for a couple of years. Yep. That's going to be reset. United, that's going to be reset. Now, remember we were undefeated against the top 6. Undefeated against the top 6. Undefeated against the top 6.
That's changing next season. That's changing next season.
All that's out the window now. So now that's out the window, Ab. Now you factor that in. We struggle with the mid-table teams already. We struggle with mid-table teams already. Now you add in the fact that now you don't have those 6 games, those top 6 games to rely on anymore. It's a recipe for disaster. That's just the reality of the situation. I'm not trying to be negative. That's the reality of the situation that's getting ready to come down the pipe that people are not prepared for.
I think we've spoken about so many things, man. Do you know what I mean? I think we.
I see the distress in your face. I see the distress in your face.
I've just had enough, man. It's like
I have too. I'm tired of it. To be honest. I'm tired of it.
You see the game yesterday? I was flicking through it. I was going from.
I watched most of the Forest game. I watched probably about I'd say 75 to 80% of the Forest game yesterday. I had both of them on, but I watched most of the Forest game yesterday because I actually felt it was more intriguing. It actually had something,
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll watch this, and that Newcastle.
Yeah, man. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up now. It's nearly been 2 hours or 1 hour 50. You got anything coming up, Matty?
Yeah, I'm going to be on. I think we're going to be on today. Lee, Kenny, the Real Talk podcast today.
What time is that?
6 p.m. your time. 6 p.m.
6 p.m. So another hour. In another hour, guys, make sure you head on to. Is it Guns' channel? Yeah, Lee Gunner's channel.
Gunners channel. So yeah, I'll be over
there.
Head
on to Lee Gunner's channel, and make sure you guys. I think it's going to be serious. The Real Talk podcast is serious, man. There's no holds barred in that. So, man. Expect a full panel. They're going to be cooking this manager, and just being real.
That goalkeeper is the truth too. He was part of why Georgia had such a good Euro campaign.
What, they signed him already? Why weren't we looking at him? 6 foot. And Liverpool already got Kelleher. I think they're going to let him go. They've already got Alisson as well. Liverpool. Listen, Edwards is not messing about.
They're moving around like a serious club. Who are their rivals? City. It ain't United. I mean, it's United, the historical rival. But right now, City's their rival. They know what to do. They're trying to make sure they keep their foot on City's throat.
Do you think Pep's looking around his?
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, he's doing. I would not be surprised if he's sitting in his office right now, getting ready to line up his next transfer. He's got a Club World Cup to go to.
Has he?
I think he's in this. I think he's in the Club World Cup.
I'll see you in the Club World Cup.
Let's see. I think they in it. Let's see. I think they are in it. Let me see who's in the Club World Cup. Let's go around. If it's not this one, he's definitely in the next one. Yep, they in there. City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Bayern.
Chelsea are in there as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Real Madrid, City, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, PSG, Milan, Porto.
Yeah, City got. You know what? And these teams, they've got that window, haven't they? That 10 days where they can sign players as well, isn't it? So they're definitely going to be signing players and doing the shirt and all that kind of stuff as well. I'm surprised that
Hold on, let me see. I think that might have been it. Yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, I was correct. Yeah, that's the team. Yeah, that's the team. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At least my Asian team is in it. I can watch them. The Red Diamonds. I can watch them.
Who's that? Who's that?
The Red Diamonds.
You're on Red Diamond,
yeah, I can watch them.
Yeah, big up, big up. But anyway, people, we're gonna call it a day. Big up to Matty for joining the full season review show. Make sure you slap up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and both channels. Make sure you find Southern Gooner. You can click on his name on the title or description. His name's on there. You can click on it, take you to his channel. Make sure you sub to him, and make sure you catch Lee Gunner at 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be a great show, people. Big up to Rich99. I'm new to it all, starting my channel. Big up to you're starting your new channel in January, but once I get all set up with hopefully love to jump on lives with you guys and others. Start it.
Good people, man.
Yeah, Rich, we're here, man. We're here. You know, if you need help or anything like that, or if you want to jump on, you know, my channel, Matty's channel, we're here, man. We're here. Just let us know, innit? If you're on Instagram, I'll hook you up and all that. But shout out to the chat and everything. Shout out to AFC Always and Static, everyone else that's joined, Evan, Godfrey, and everyone that's been in the chat into the box and all you guys. Big up to Rich, and we are out, people. Peace.